What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, when Marvel Studios recently came out and announced all of their adjusted release dates for Marvel Phase 4, they were quickly followed in suit by Sony announcing all of their Venomverse projects, leaving only one Marvel title on the table with no imminent release date and no word from Disney as to when they plan to release the New Mutants. But now today, we've had 5 brand new scene screenshots leak out in such amazing high def, it makes you think there might be a VOD release right around the corner. We're going to break down every shot, try to line it up with what we've already seen in the trailers, what we know about the movie as a whole, and then take it in context of some of these rumors that it's either going to be the very first thing released in theaters or released to Disney Plus as a contingency plan. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is right around the corner, as well as some brand new Marvel related prizes that'll be announced this week. And if you missed it, we just gave away the second Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. Make sure to hit the notification bell and leave a like on this video, and if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, we actually had 5 new scenes revealed today that are super interesting for a couple of reasons. The first of which, the last New Mutants trailer that got released was supposed to be the final trailer. It's unlikely they cut another trailer since then, and none of these scenes are from that or any of the trailers released before. And the second one actually warrants a bit of a spoiler warning. All of these scenes look to be late in the film, maybe even during the third act or climax. So if you want to see this movie completely spoiler free, you might want to back out now. Otherwise, let's dive right in. Now, this first still frame shows off Dr. Celia Reyes' power, her ability to encompass all of the team of the New Mutants. And as you saw right there in the trailer, protecting the hospital, or as she refers to it, the prison. Why this frame is so specifically interesting is you can clearly see there Dr. Reyes has been mortally wounded, and even more interesting, you can see what looks like her reflection in the force field is maybe portraying her as a demon. Without being too spoiler-ish, this film is going to look to set her up as the main antagonist of the film, when in actuality she may have been on their side the entire time and actually trying to hone their powers. As she says in the trailer, New Mutants are dangerous. Now we got another clear shot of Magic standing in front of what looks like an entrance portal to the dimension of Limbo. Firstly, this definitely looks like the third act of the film, where she's going to enter and finally face off against who is truly the main antagonist of the film, and a very famous New Mutants villain in that, in Demon Bear, which we got a clear shot of in this next still frame. And oh man, now at first I thought this looked like concept art because of the styling and the artism in the photo itself, but if you zoom in, you can clearly see on Magic what you would call motion blur, and unless someone added that in Photoshop on a still frame, which you wouldn't do for a concept art piece, this means this is a still shot from footage, which obviously has its own implications, which we'll get to. But man, I don't think any of us saw this coming. This representation of Limbo looks insane, and again, this is clearly from the third act, where Magic is facing off against Demon Bear, which may again be of her own construction. Now we get another shot of Demon Bear inside the mansion, and I call it a mansion because I have my suspicions that's what it actually is, not a hospital at all. And that would go back to tying in Dr. Reyes as an ally and not a foe, maybe even working for Professor Xavier, and this being set in a wing of the X-Mansion so that they can be safely introduced to the rest of the New Mutant and student population. Now that may be a reach, but there are some things we know, like they were originally going to do some reshoots and try to retoil this to possibly be set in the MCU or loosely, but in fact that's not the case. They're just going to release the original theatrical cut that would have been set in the now defunct Fox X-Men universe. There's a good chance Fox had intended on crossing these properties over at some point. I don't think it's too much of a reach to think this may actually be the X-Mansion and not some random hospital. Now we got one other still frame of these crazy looking toothed monsters. Remember, this is supposed to be a horror film. What's crazy about this is just how high def these are, and some seemingly from some very crucial parts of the film. With Disney's 20th Century Studios not having released these officially for promotional use, or at least not yet, and these having leaked out, it really makes you wonder if there isn't a digital copy of this, adding fuel to the fire that this could be released as a VOD, considering we have no theatrical release date. Now, we haven't covered it here at the channel. I've been waiting for an opportunity to weigh in on this. So when we say VOD, we mean video on demand, much in the way Universal released their second Trolls movie. Now, Trolls wasn't supposed to be a straight to VOD, video on demand, or DVD release. It was meant for major motion pictures, but when they released it, it did so well that Universal came out and announced that going forward, they would do some video on demand releases for major motion picture budget films alongside their theatrical releases. Now, this angered AMC, so much so that AMC decided to say they will no longer show Universal Pictures, which is sort of ridiculous and petty considering AMC was one of the first theaters to become insolvent and have to file for bankruptcy. Now, we'll get back to that, but Disney is extremely savvy and they have been doing, well, not so well alongside a lot of these movie studios. Hollywood is losing a lot of money and it's not a secret. Now, it's easy for Disney to go ahead and ride it out with the theaters because they want to make sure they recoup huge box offices on these movies. That's the only thing that's going to keep them going forward with all of these releases. It's not that you can't make money on VOD, but I'm hoping Universal understands that they probably only did so well with Trolls 2 on video on demand because of the situation everybody was in. They sort of had a captive audience, and at the time it seemed like the right move. The same way Disney is probably looking at the New Mutants, but they want to make sure to proceed cautiously. They definitely don't want to get banned out of any of the theaters. As I just mentioned, the box offices are super important, and because of that, they need as much coverage as possible. Now, it's hard to imagine any circumstance where any movie theater line wouldn't want to play MCU movies on the release. I'm not trying to say that, but there are a ton of other factors at play that make sense why Disney and Marvel would want to wait for an actual theatrical release date. The first of which is respect for the director and the team that worked on this. It's actually missed several release dates at this point, and since we've waited this long, what would it mean to wait just a little bit longer? Second of all, they can actually use it as a litmus test. If the movie theaters happen to open before Black Widow on November 1st and it's safe to return, say, months early, they could go ahead and release this immediately, but I don't think that's the case either. I think it's the other way around. Disney is hoping that they can release Black Widow on this date in November, and if they can't because we can't safely return to theaters, that's where I think the New Mutants as a video on demand release becomes real likely. It would be during the holiday season. It would be fresh off the news that they're actually delaying this again, and then I think not only does New Mutants as a video on demand release become an option, so does Black Widow. But guys, we are a long way off that, and as I just said, this is probably a last case scenario for Disney, maybe not even on the table at all. They count on those box office takes, and I think a lot of us who are hoping that we can get back to a bit of normalcy are looking forward to the day where we can go back to the theaters as well, as long as it takes. Now, obviously, New Mutants is a little different, so for my final thought, I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Obviously, they didn't pony up the money for production on this film, so it's all upside, meaning if they can do well on VOD, maybe even better than they would have done as a box office release, there's a chance they want to do this and are just working out how they can without making theaters like AMC mad. The second thing, again, is how high quality these still shots are, and from crucial parts of the movie, how do they exist? Is there a digital version of this film that's now in someone's hands at the media or somewhere else? If that's the case, maybe there is a VOD release right around the corner. It's going to be interesting to see if that's the route they choose to go. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Is this movie still on your radar? And had you known that they didn't release an official release date, how do you feel about the scenes they've let go? And how would you feel about this on a video demand release and real soon, considering it's months, if not a whole year before we get back to theaters? Are you for it? I think I definitely am, but also see why they want to hold out in respect for the project itself. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 650,000 subscriber mark. We're about 6,000 subscribers off what we've normally done here at the channel. If you're new and joining, or if you haven't kept up, we've always given away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros at every 100,000 mark, and then 1 at every 50,000 mark, depending. There's been a couple of times when we haven't, because we've been giving away different or bigger prizes, not to mention the 2 Infinity Saga box sets we just gave away in the last 6 months. Now, we may give another one away now. I'm gonna have to go ahead and grab a third one. We only got 2 through pre-order, but you guys seem to really like those. We haven't announced the next one yet. There's some other prizes we're going to be adding to the list, but all the same rules always apply as we give away different stuff throughout the coming years, and we always make sure to give away tickets and DVDs for all of the Marvel and Marvel Marvel adjacent movies. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then you add a comment down below. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning, because we randomly choose from a video and then we randomly choose for a comment on that video. Also, the more videos you like supports the channel, and if you hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, then you'll always be kept up to date with all of our releases, which helps you leave a comment on a video, which helps you up your chance of winning. Not to mention, you'll get a ton of great Marvel content, daily releases on everything ranging from the anonymous 4chan plot leaks all the way over to the official stuff and trailer breakdowns coming from Marvel. Guys, my name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, and if you've missed any of the previous winner announcements, especially here real recently for the recent PlayStation 4 Pros or Infinity Saga box set, no worries. All you have to do is scroll back through the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. Stick around, we'll be posting again real soon.